Hey everyone, and welcome back to Crash Course Economics. Today, we're tackling a topic that's been making headlines: inflation. Now, before you start picturing your wallet spontaneously combusting, let's break down what inflation really is, and why a little bit of it isn't necessarily a bad thing. In the simplest terms, inflation is a rise in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. Think of it this way. What cost $10 last year might cost $10.50 this year. Your money doesn't buy as much as it used to. But here's the catch. A small amount of inflation is actually a sign of a healthy economy. Why? Because it indicates that there's demand for goods and services, which encourages businesses to invest and create jobs. However, like most things in life, too much of a good thing can be bad. When inflation gets too high, it can erode purchasing power, making it harder for people to afford basic necessities. And that's when things start to get tricky. As we've established, a little inflation is normal, even healthy. It's a sign of a growing economy where people have money to spend and businesses are confident about the future. But when inflation spirals out of control, it becomes a different beast altogether. Suddenly, that gentle, upward curve on the graph starts looking more like a roller coaster ride you didn't sign up for. High inflation eats away at your savings, making it harder to plan for the future. That dream vacation you've been saving for, it just got a whole lot more expensive. And for people on fixed incomes like retirees, high inflation can be devastating. Businesses also suffer under high inflation. The cost of raw materials, labor, and transportation skyrockets, squeezing their profit margins. This uncertainty can make them hesitant to invest and hire, further slowing down the economy. Now you might be thinking, if high inflation is bad, then deflation, falling prices, must be good, right? Well, not so fast. While the idea of everything getting cheaper might sound appealing at first, deflation can actually be even more damaging to an economy than high inflation. Think about it. If you know prices are going to be lower next month, are you going to buy that new TV today or wait? Probably wait, right? This wait-and-see attitude becomes widespread during deflation, causing consumer spending to plummet. And when consumers stop spending, businesses feel the pinch. Sales drop, inventories pile up, and companies are forced to cut costs, often by laying off workers. This leads to a vicious cycle of lower demand, lower prices, and even lower economic activity. Section 4. The deflationary spiral. When less is not more. Deflation can quickly turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy. As prices fall, consumers and businesses alike hold back on spending, expecting even lower prices in the future. This drop in demand further depresses prices, creating a downward spiral that's incredibly difficult to escape. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more snow and momentum as it goes. That's what deflation can be like for an economy. It starts slowly, but the longer it continues, the harder it becomes to stop. This deflationary spiral can have devastating consequences. Businesses go bankrupt, unemployment soars, and economic growth grinds to a halt. The Great Depression of the 1930s is a stark reminder of just how destructive deflation can be. Section 5. The debt dilemma, deflation's impact on borrowers. Deflation doesn't just affect consumers and businesses, it also has a significant impact on borrowers, making it much harder for them to repay their debts. Remember, during deflation, the value of money increases over time. This means that debts taken on before or during a deflationary period become more burdensome to repay. Let's say you took out a loan for $10,000 when a loaf of bread cost $2. Now, imagine deflation hits, and the price of bread drops to $1. Your loan is still $10,000, but now you effectively need to earn twice as much bread to repay it. This debt burden can cripple individuals and businesses alike, leading to defaults, bankruptcies, and further economic contraction. It's a vicious cycle that can be extremely difficult to break. Section 6. Finding the sweet spot, the importance of balanced inflation. So, if both high inflation and deflation are bad, what's the solution? The answer, as with most things in economics, is balance. A small, predictable rate of inflation, typically around 2%, is considered ideal for most developed economies. This sweet spot of inflation encourages spending and investment without eroding purchasing power too quickly. It provides a stable environment for businesses to plan for the future and for consumers to make informed decisions. Achieving and maintaining this balance is one of the primary goals of central banks around the world. They use a variety of tools, such as interest rates and monetary policy, to keep inflation in check and promote sustainable economic growth. It's a delicate balancing act, but one that's crucial for a healthy and prosperous economy.